Hello everyone, how are you? So I do see a lot of comments already. So hi Naresh, hi Sachidanand, hi Emma, Vimal, Salva, Manish Sharma, okay, Harsh Kumar. Now a lot of students also start complaining if I don't take their names now. Since there are so many comments, so I might miss out one or two of you. Um, Okay, so hi everyone. So, Nitin Jan, you are an amazing teacher. You are blessed with such a good teaching style, and your content is totally free. Is like icing on the cake. Thank you so much, Nitin. Thank you so much for the compliment. Now, as all of you know, that our session today is all about how to make good notes. Now, in fact, one of you had suggested this topic. In fact, quite a number of times, whenever we talk about making a timetable or preparation for any exam, we often talk about this. Making notes, because notes are, they help you big time during the last minute of your exam when you need to revise from them. So our today's session, we will discuss a couple of things that you can kind of remember while you make notes. So these things will help you to make better notes. Now if you have any questions regarding this, so you can put them up as well, so that we can discuss them also. Now, the first point that we will discuss when we talk about making notes is, your notes should always be created by you, obviously, because they are your notes, and they should always be short and crisp. Like, anyways, you have your textbooks where you have detailed explanation for everything. Now, here in the notes, you are going to use them for revision purpose. So, everything has to be written in short as possible. So, write everything in brief. Make use of abbreviations with which you are familiar. For example, like for a lot of things, you do not want to write the entire thing reaction, so you just write RKN in short, so you know that. So in similar way, you can make abbreviations of your own, and you can use those short terms, make use of those short terms in your notes. But at the same time, you need to ensure that when you make notes, basically you make notes when you are studying, and while making notes, you need to ensure that you are studying with full concentration, because if you make a mistake while making notes, so that might turn out to be a disaster, because in the notes itself, you have written something incorrect in a formula, or you have written the terminology itself, you have written incorrect. So if something is wrong in the notes itself, so obviously every time you are going to revise from that notes, you are going to learn the wrong thing. So it's very important that you are learning with full concentration, and whatever notes you are making, they are all correct. So you need to take care of that. It is always good that you make your notes in points and not in paragraphs, because when you write lengthy paragraphs, so again it becomes all the same like that of your textbook, which is difficult to revise at the last minute when you just have a day or two and you have several chapters to revise. So it is better that you make your notes in points, so that you quickly look at the points and you get an idea about the entire topic, so that helps. So yes, that's one thing. Besides that, for a lot of subjects, for example, if we talk about biology, so many a times even rough diagrams help. So instead of writing too much, you just draw a rough diagram, not a very neat and clean diagram, just a rough diagram in your own way, and label the diagram. And sometimes just looking at the diagram itself helps you to revise the entire topic in very short time. For example, let's say that if you are learning about the flower structure, so instead of writing all the parts of the flower, their definition and all of that, what you can do is just draw a rough picture of the flower, label the parts. So the moment you look at the picture, you get to know, okay, which part is thalamus, which part is petal. So whenever you see that, you quickly kind of revise in your mind that, okay, this is petal, this is sepal, this is thalamus, and so on. So many a times, the diagrams help. When it comes to subjects like physics, chemistry, maths, so make sure that you have a list of the formulae, because it becomes important for a lot of things that you remember the formulae. So if you have a separate list of the formulae, it becomes easy to revise at the last moment, right? Now, besides that, It is also important that you make your notes in good handwriting, because if you do not do that, maybe at the last minute you see you will be making these notes throughout the year, but you will be revising them before your exams. Now if you do not write it in a good handwriting, there is a possibility that it will be a total mess and you yourself will not be able to read it. So that's again going to be a problem, right? So ensure that you make your notes neatly with a good handwriting, preferably in points. Do not make any mistake in the notes. So these are a couple of things that you need to ensure. Besides that, we are going to talk more about notes making, but meanwhile let me look at some of the comments that I'm receiving here, because so many of you have written a lot of things. So Manish Sharma is in standard 9. Okay, Manish. Salva is asking, how are you, ma'am? Yes, I am doing good, Salva. Thank you so much, and I hope that you are doing good too. Ashwini Kumar, very very thanks for you for doing this. It's amazing. Thank you so much, Ashwini. Okay, so hello Darpan. Priyanka Ahuja, my science teacher says to make notes. Yes, Priyanka, that's because notes making helps. As I'm telling you, that when you make notes, there are two benefits basically when you are learning and also making notes. So that time also you will be able to retain it better, because whatever you are reading, you are also writing it. Or maybe if you are watching a video, so you are watching, so you are listening the video, at the same time you are writing also. So it's like you retain more. Moreover, that's going to help you at the last moment, a few days before your exam. So there are double benefits. So notes making always helps. Okay, Raghav is asking, are the notes supposed to be in a single copy? So yes, that's again one important question which you have asked, Raghav. Now please do not do this, that you have one thick copy and in that copy itself you have made notes for all the chapters for maybe one or more subjects. So please do not do that. Now it is equally important that you organize your notes in a very nice way. For example, first of all, your different subjects should have different notebooks for notes. Now when you make it chapter wise, make sure that all the topics for a particular chapter, the notes for all the topics are covered at the same place for a particular chapter, right? So that when before your exams you are trying to revise from the notes, it shouldn't happen that okay, you want to revise a chapter, let's say electric circuits. Now some of the portions are here, some of the portions are in some other notebook, so again that's going to be very haphazard. So make sure that all the topics should be there at the same place, and you make notes chapter wise, like one chapter after another. And also ensure that you have separate, like you take thin notebooks, you have multiple notebooks. Maybe you can have some 10 notebooks in 1 year, that's fine, but when you have thin notebooks it helps, because these are your handy notes, right? So even if you want to carry them somewhere, it's easier instead of having one thick notebook. But yes, organizing notes is very important. If you can, I would say that you can also index the notes, like before, like when you start making notes in a particular notebook, let's say that notebook contains some 10 chapters. So at the first page, maybe you can index also that this notebook has notes for these chapters, so that before exams it helps, because sometimes the day before exam you do not even have time to revise notes for all the chapters. So maybe you just want to revise notes for some important chapters, so that indexing helps. So yes, organizing notes is very important, so please ensure that you do that. Okay, so we have something from Salva Shah. I was in Saudi and I was able to pick up easily just because of exam fear. Thank you so much, Salva. I'm so glad to know this, that we were able to help you. Okay, so here we have okay, Ranveer saying, thank you ma'am, your all biology videos are very good. Thank you so much, Ranveer. I'm happy that you liked the bio videos. Okay, Daily Bunny Box is asking, please make videos for class 9. Well, we already have videos for class 9. In fact, for class 6 to 12, we have videos for physics, chemistry, maths, bio. All of that, the entire syllabus has been covered. So please check out examfear.com right now. Yash Saini is asking, ma'am, if I am not getting wrong, you teach bio on exam fear, right? Yes, Yash, I am the one who teaches bio on exam fear. Uh, okay. Uh, Saurav Patil is asking, which is the best time to study? Well, Saurav, see, I would not define a specific time for you to study, but as what I would say is, when you are trying to find out which is the best time for you to study, you will have to see which is that time of the day when you feel that you are able to concentrate better. Like a lot of students feel that they are able to concentrate better in studies late at night, when, like, there is silence, there is nobody else to disturb you. A lot of people even feel that they wake up early in the morning to study, because again that time also it's like you have had your sound sleep, so it's a fresh mind, not many people to disturb because not many people are awake. So early morning is also preferred by a lot of them. So it doesn't matter exactly when do you study, but what is more important is when do you think is you think that you would be more active. Like, maybe you are somebody who cannot wake up late at night, but still you are somehow waking up and studying, so that's not going to help. So just try to find out when you feel that you are the most productive. uh, Naman Nirav, how to make bio notes and remember diagram, please suggest books also for class 11. Okay, so Naman, as I was telling just now, that for bio notes, one thing really helps, and that is making rough sketches. Now, making diagrams doesn't mean that the way the diagrams are there in the books, or the way you are going to draw diagrams in your exams. They are going to be very basic rough diagrams. So if you make them, but make sure that you label the diagrams. So while making notes for bio, you prefer writing less and making more rough sketches, because bio is more about remembering the diagram. So if you get an idea about the diagram, so anyways you remember the concept, right? So diagrams, yes, they play a crucial role in notes making. Besides that, for class 11, so your base book would be NCRT. So once you are done with NCRT, you can pick up any good reference book. For example, Maheshwari's biology is good, Truman's biology is also good. So you can pick up any book which you feel you are comfortable. So these are some of the good books. And okay, you are in class 11, so you would not need a book on genetics. So I think yes, all these books are quite good. Okay, Mohammed Rashid Reza has a question. Ma'am, I want to ask you, that is all your MCQ of the NEET series enough? What do you think? And ma'am, I request you to please upload uh, next time NEET series on chapter structural organization in animals, please. Okay, so Rashid, see, the MCQs which we are adding for every chapter, those MCQs are basically the questions which are picked up from the questions which have already appeared in the NEET exam the previous years. So that's how we are picking up those questions. Now, I would not say that those 50 or those 60, 70 questions are enough, in the sense that your questions will come from those 50, 60 questions. But these questions are helpful in a way that they actually help you to understand the approach to solve questions. So that is the main purpose of looking at all those MCQs. So when you see so many solved MCQs, you get an idea about the kind of questions that are asked from that chapter, and also an approach to solve those questions. So that's how the MCQs help. Now, and moreover, as I always say, that those who are preparing for NEET, you will have to solve as many questions as you can, right? So the moment you solve more and more questions, you get an idea about the kind of questions that can be asked. So that helps. And with regards to structural organization of animals, yes, okay, I'll consider that. So I'll make sure that whenever I pick up the next bio video for NEET, I'll pick up this lesson. Okay. Okay, Sachidanand Nanda. Ma'am, give me some tips how to achieve 95% in 12th CBSE. I am watching your videos since class 10, and I left coaching just a wastage of money. You have cleared my concepts. Thank you very much. You're most welcome, Sachidanand. So it's not at all tough to score 95% in your 12th CBSE. So the first thing I think which you are already doing, the first thing is again your NCRT, and I think if you are watching our videos, so you are anyways going to cover the entire NCRT. In fact, we have covered the entire NCRT and we have also added some additional topics as well. So if you are covering our videos, so you are basically covering the entire NCRT. Besides that, what you need to do is, see, right now you are in class 12, so you will have to aim to complete your 12th syllabus well before time, so that you have enough time for revision, enough time for practice, because that plays a very crucial role as far as scoring good marks is concerned. So you target to complete your entire syllabus of class 12 by the month of November. So if you are able to do that, it's perfect. So, and this is a very good time to start your preparation, because I think right now you will have your summer break. It might have already started or it's going to start. So during the summer break, try to complete as much syllabus as you can, right? So, and after November, spend more time in solving previous year's question papers or sample papers, so which are in the format of your board exam. So try to solve more and more sample papers. That will build your confidence. So the more you solve, the better it is, and I think that's the key to score good marks in your board exams. Okay, so Nish Fantastic has a question. Ma'am, how to make notes short? When I start taking them, I end up writing whole paragraph. Yes, that's what I was telling just now, that whenever you make notes, you are not supposed to write paragraphs. So you are basically going to make it in points. Now, let me give you an example. Let's say that you are going to make notes on friction. Okay, now instead of writing the definition of friction, even though, let me assume that you want to write something which will help you to remember what friction is, so you just write friction and then just write opposed motion. So the moment you write opposed motion, you will be able to remember, okay, it is that force which opposes motion, right? Again, under friction you have, let's say, 3 categories: sliding friction, like static friction, kinetic friction, rolling friction. So instead of writing the names, what you can do is you can write it in short, like Fs, that's static friction, Fk, that's kinetic friction. So use short forms and do not write the entire definition or entire statements. Just write keywords, so that those keywords, whenever you look at those keywords, you'll be able to remember the entire definition. You'll be able to remember the concepts. So just write the formulae, the keywords, and that's the entire that is the reason we make notes. Otherwise, if we have to write paragraphs, then there is no use of making notes, right? Because we have our textbooks already. So try to make notes in points and never in paragraphs, and try to write as less as possible. Okay, Anand Vedic is asking how to concentrate on both what a teacher is teaching and what we are writing. Yes, so see, these two things will happen simultaneously. Now, when you are listening to the teacher, so your entire focus is on the listening, and you make sure that whatever you are listening, you're just writing the same. Now again, as I said, that it's not that you have to write everything that the teacher is speaking word by word. So you're just going to make note of the important points and just write those, right? So in fact, writing along with listening is only possible when you are listening very carefully, because when you listen at a lighter note, that time maybe you are not even focusing on the important terms, but when you are listening with full concentration, only then you are actually catching up the important points or the important topics. So make sure that whatever you are listening, give your 100% concentration to that, and then simultaneously you keep writing. And also, since the advantage of these videos is that even if you feel that maybe a topic was complex and you could not make a note of all the important points, you can always rewind the video and again make a note of it. Okay, so Vishwant Shravan Kumar, I loved your videos on timetable and tips for NEET. Thank you so much, Vishwant. I'm happy that you love them. Okay. Okay, Sachin is asking, ma'am, my concepts are clear in bio, but I couldn't learn some headline and names. Okay, so in bio, a lot of students feel this difficulty to remember names because you really have complicated names at a lot of places. And for that, in fact, if you look at the videos at a lot of places, I have given you memory tips to remember the names. So in fact, you can also have your own acronyms to remember difficult names. So if you look at a recent video which I had uploaded on the nitrogen fixing bacteria and cyanobacteria, so you see I have given some very simple memory tips which help you to remember names of complicated microorganisms. So you can take help of the memory tips that we give you. At the same time, you can also create your own memory tips in your own way. Try to have some, like if you have seen the memory tips for periodic table, so that also gives you an idea about how you can create your own memory tips. So those acronyms help to remember difficult names. Yes. Okay. DIY videos. Ma'am, please say how to make physics notes easy way. So yes, in fact, that's what we were discussing with the example of friction also, right? That whenever you, whether it is physics or chemistry, whenever you make notes, make sure that you do not write everything in paragraphs. Just write keywords which help you to remember the concept. Write keywords. In physics, make sure that you make a list of formulae. Another important thing that you should always keep in your mind when you are making notes, and that is see, when we learn a chapter, we often come across a lot of topics which we are finding difficult, or maybe a small concept, or maybe a small formula which we often forget. So whenever you come across any such thing which you find difficult or which you generally forget, make sure that you make a star mark on that particular point, so that when you go for your last minute revision, you can give some special focus on those mark points. So again, that helps. Okay. Shahana Abbas, ma'am, please tell how to prepare for NEET within a year. So yes, Shahana, basically for preparing NEET, you have a limited things, a couple of things that you need to complete for preparing NEET. For example, you have to complete your NCRT for physics, chemistry, bio thoroughly. You have to complete a reference book for each of these subjects thoroughly. Thoroughly means you have to solve all the unsolved questions given in those books, right? And besides that, you have to solve lot of sample papers, and you also need to solve question banks and previous year's papers. So these are some of the things that you need to do. Now when you have 1 year, you need to plan that year effectively so that you are able to cover all of these. So anyways, I have made a video on NEET preparation plan in 1 year, and that video should be there in next 2-3 days. So I think you can have a look at that video. Okay. So here. Okay, so AR tutorial has a question. What is the motto of your videos? So okay, so the motto of Exam Fear Education is to provide equal education to one and all. So that's our tagline, equal education to one and all. That is good quality education for free to everyone. So that's our motto. Okay, Salva Shah has a question. Ma'am, should I take notes while studying or in the class? I am in class 10. So yes, Salva, actually even when you are in the classroom and when your teacher is delivering a lecture, that time also you should take notes. Like just make a note of the important points. So you know, the notes actually help you to retain things for a longer time, because whenever we listen something, even though we listen with full concentration and full focus, but still after some time we tend to forget. But while listening, if we make a note of that point, you know, that remains with us forever. So you know, anytime you want to go back and have a look at it, so it's there for you. So it is always a good habit that whenever you are learning something, either from the videos or in the classroom, you should make notes. Pavan Pratap, making notes by using different pens is must. It takes a lot of time. No, it is not must, Pavan. So it is just that if you think, like, using different pens is not really a mandatory thing to do. You can just use one pen, but as I said, that if you come across points which you tend to forget, you can mark them. You can maybe put a star mark there, so that while revising you know that these are your weak points. Or if you feel that you have some headings or subheadings, so maybe you can underline them. So when you do that, your notes are like more organized, more easy to revise. So I think putting underline or markings are enough, so you do not need colorful pens. Okay. So Anshuman Gautam, ma'am, how to make short notes on bio? So I think we discussed just now that you can make rough sketches, making diagrams, label diagrams, helps you to revise bio in a shorter period of time. So that's one key thing that you can consider while making bio notes. Secondly, in bio you have to handle a lot of names, like you have a lot of classification, like this thing is classified into 5 types, again each of that is classified into 5 types. So for all those kind of classification, make use of tables rather than writing all of it. So when you make that table, so that's easier to kind of revise, so that helps. So Mohammed Rashid has a question: how to build confidence in biology? I am made my notes from your lecture line by line. Will it not be helping me? So yes, obviously, as I said that. Okay, now again, while listening to the video, it is not necessary that you make notes line by line, because as I said that notes are for revision purpose. So notes should only contain things which are extremely important, because when I teach in a video, I teach it in more detail, because I want you to understand the concept, but it is not required that you write everything, because in that case you will be wasting a lot of your time writing the entire thing. So just make sure that you write the important points, the keywords, the diagrams, label diagrams. You make use of, as I said, that you make your own acronyms to remember things, to remember names, especially in bio. And as far as confidence is concerned, first you learn things, like you study things, and then you need to take up exams. You need to self-assess yourself. You have to take your own tests to analyze where you stand or where your preparation is. Now if you feel that you're not performing well in when you take your own test, you need to work on your weaker areas, and then again need to assess yourself. So with your self-assessments, you will see that with every step your confidence is also increasing day by day. So I think that is one way. Self-assessment is one way to build your confidence. Vishwant Shravan Kumar has a question. My school wants to maintain a uniform notes throughout the class. Wants just to copy the notes which teacher gives. So Vishwant, I am not able to understand your question very clearly, but what I understand is you mean to say that your teacher gives notes and then the same notes, everybody copies the same notes, something of that sort. So I'm not too sure what are you trying to ask, but yes, see, the notes which I am talking about is, they are your own notes, written in your own words, in your own way. So let's say that I create some notes for myself and I share it with you. So obviously maybe I would have created notes thinking that this is good and this is understandable, and I give it to you. So obviously you can revise from that notes also. So those notes will also be helpful to you. But when you create your own notes, they are more effective for you, because you have created them in your own way. Moreover, when you read your own notes, it is quicker for you. So the moment you read them, you quickly recall whatever you had learned while making that notes, right? So your own notes generally is more beneficial. Okay. So yes, I think the same question is asked by Shivani Verma, that notes should be of our own. So preferably yes. So anyways, if you talk about notes, you also have the notes section on examfear.com. So obviously those notes will also help you. But again, for the last minute revision, if you have your own notes, that is the best. Okay. So I think again somebody has a question. Hussain Rupani, how to prepare for NEET in 1 year. So Hussain, I have already created this video, and this video is going to be uploaded in another 2 to 3 days. So just have a look at the video and you will get to know about it. So Abhishek Kumar Pandey is asking how to create a timetable for study. I don't know why you're asking this question. I have created a detailed video on how to make a timetable. So go back to our channel and have a look at the video, which is there under the tips and tricks section. So I'm sure that that video is going to help you. And by the way, I have started receiving a lot of comments from a lot of students who are actually following. They have actually made their own timetable after watching the timetable video, and they are also following the timetable. In fact, a lot of them have also given themselves, they have also crossed 5 stars, 10 stars, and we have shared that on our Facebook page. So it's really nice to know that. So I hope that all of you see that video and you also make your own timetable and make the best out of it. So yes, it was really nice chatting with all of you, and I hope that this session was helpful, because I was getting a lot of queries on how to make good notes and some tips on how to make notes. So I think I have been able to help you at least to some extent. So we will again have this live session on next Wednesday. In fact, we will have this live session every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So if you have any topic in your mind, then please do share with us so that we can have the live session on that particular topic. Last but not the least, share about exam fear education amongst your friends, amongst students in your school, so that everybody can get benefited from this free education platform. Ask them to subscribe to our channel so that they can get daily updates on our new uploads. So it was really nice chatting with all of you. Thank you so much. Bye bye.